Yeah, this is Rick Sims of the Didjits. So, I know you don't want to take advice from an old alcoholic, but you should listen to WNYU 89.1 FM. Hey, this is one of those Didjit guys. I know I'm really fat, but you got to listen to the new afternoon show on WNYU 89.1 FM. Hey, y'all, listen up. Listen to WNYU 81. AM, or die of cancer severely. Songs off of our first album, our second album, Hey Jude, starts on Touch and Go Records. Going down the road to 145, I don't care if I make it home, dead or alive. You know it's got me going crazy, but it's strictly down. Baby! Going down the road to 144, got some Tuesday or laying down on the floor. And she's got me going crazy, but she's strictly dynamite. Maxwell. Crazy little baby makes your mind go, hey, Maxwell! You can decide now. Crazy behind the wheel. Yeah, got me smoking. Got a vibe. Got me smoking, baby. Out of sight. Because you're my Maxwell. Got me smoking. Dynamite. What's good? Tell your mama ain't no ordinary Joe. You know I put your mama in a place where she feels the chains going across her face. Get ready. That's what my mama say. Get ready. That's what my mama say. Get ready. Get ready. Ha ha. What you gonna tell your mama ain't no ordinary dude. If put your lazy mama on the bed's gonna feel the chains going across her face. Ha ha. Get ready. That's what my mama say. Get ready. That's what my mama say. Get ready. Get ready. Ha ha. That's what my mama say. The shit. That's what my mama say. Ha ha. Cop. Pull my line, about to keep some peak up, and you know I really dig your sexy leg. Yeah, I'm the fish with the natural problem. I'm the fish with the brand new car. Like this is what Cuda, I'm sick. Goodbye, in the field, this is my mine. Look at it, can't stop, and you just for you. Big fat fish floats down to the bottom. Big fat fish floats down to the bottom. Yeah, I'm the fish with the bad true problem. I'm the fish with the brand new car. 1964 Cuda, I think. I am the king of the fish. King Cobb, King Cobb. I am the fattest dude. King Cobb, and you know what my fingers can do. And I'm diving just for you. Hey, if anybody wants to come to CBGB's tonight, what we're playing with Anthrax and the Chinchilla Butts. We're warming up for those two bands. But are we supposed to do some kind of interview, or is this later? We're supposed to play all of our songs and then do the interview? Okay. Well, let me give you a little background on this next song. It's about my dad, and inside of our album cover we have this letter from Ann Landers. It's about basically dads being huge rectum guys. So without further ado, I guess we'll go ahead and play this sucker. It's called Dad, of course. Oh, Dad, baby, you are so rad. Okay, well, we got one more. Those last ones were off of Hey Judester, and that you can catch that on Touch and Go Records and any time here at WNYU. You can they play it all the time. I guess it's like number one on the playlist for 17 weeks now. Just kidding. But we will be giving away some SpaghettiOs at CBGB's tonight if y'all want to come out there and catch us, the Didjits guys. And this next song is off of Fizz Job, which was our first album. Come out on Bam Bam Records, and that'll be our last song, so go make some toast or something.
Didjits from Hey Juicer, just played live in our studios. We heard the track Under the Christmas Fish, and with us in the studio, Rick, Brad, and Doug from the Didjits. Thanks a lot for coming up and playing live with us.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right. So the show's going to be tonight at CB's, and you have no idea what time you're going to be going on for that, or?
No, we're supposed to have a sound check at 6:30. That's all I know.
Okay. Who else is on the bill tonight?
I have no idea.
Okay, should be a surprise for all of us then. What's our problem here? What? Getting some technical difficulties taken care of here. Plug in the old mic. So tell me what the deal is here. You're in town for like 1 week, or what's the story? There we go. That should do it.
Whoop. Hey.
Up.
We're in town for 2 shows, but one's this week at CB's, and then next weekend, I think. Next week, 25th at the Pyramid. All I heard is a drag queen barn or something like that.
Well, we'll see. All right. So
that's why we're playing there.
Of course, definitely. I could tell right away, right?
I like a little butt.
Okay.
I'm not afraid to admit it.
Should be plenty to go around. I think we can all appreciate that. Where else? What other towns are you gonna be playing in? Are you?
Tomorrow night we're in Boston, and then we go to Washington D.C. after that, and we play Trenton and Poughkeepsie or something like that. New Brunswick and Cincinnati and Toledo.
What? Oh, okay. We're trying to figure out what song to play next. Where are you gonna be playing in Washington? It's my hometown.
D.C. Space.
Okay. Sounds.
Well, how is that place anyway?
Pretty good. I mean, it's relatively new. That's sort of the center club around there at the 930 Club at DC Space. It's definitely starting to happen, so that's a good thing. So it should be pretty good.
Yeah, I heard we're not going to get paid in DC.
Why?
That's just rumor. It's a bad rumor.
All right. Well, we'll find out. Find out what the story is.
Well, it's a good thing we brought our pistol.
All right. So the new LP is out. Hey Juicer, this is the second. We didn't have the first, but you brought that up, so we'll be able to play that. That's called what? The Fizz Bomb or
Fizz Job.
Fizz Job. Okay.
Everyone gets that wrong.
Right. Okay. So this is the first record with Touch and Go. Tell me how you got hooked up with them, and how that all got set up.
Well, actually, we recorded it and Steve Slabbono was going to put out the album on Ruthless Records, and then he played it for Touch and Go on Thanksgiving, and they liked it so much that they just said, well, hey, we want to put it out, and basically just because they liked the tape is why we're on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I mean, that's pretty much who got you hooked up with them, and you got set up. What else has been going on in your area? I mean, you're like Illinois, right?
Uh-huh.
So, who you guys been playing with out there? What's the scene out there?
Oh, gosh, it's not too happening. We live in Champaign-Urbana. It's
Isn't that
University of Illinois.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And it's happening. There's a lot of bands, probably only 3 bands that are worth anything, but it is at least something. It's an active musical town. I mean, I would recommend anybody going out there and playing it, because there are places to play, and you can make some money depending on which place you play. But Chicago, well, you have the Ray Gun Boys and Urge, Overkill. They're out there, and at that town's kind of hard to play in unless you want to hook up with a national act.
How far are you from Chicago? Do you get a chance to get out there a lot and play?
Yeah, we play there quite often. We play it's 2.5 hours away from U of I, and it's fun to play, but like I said, the venues are far and few in between, and the people that come out there isn't a whole lot of people that come out regularly to see alternative acts, if you will.
What about radio and all that? Is there enough to support that? Does University of Illinois do anything out there, or what?
Yeah, they got this radio station, WPGU. It's basically just a commercial/college radio station. In other words, they suck. I think they just play. They play anything they're sure is going to get the advertisers to sell to the advertisers. I guess whatever's anything from top 40, and then like at midnight on Sunday nights or something, they have local bands that they can bring their tape in and they let them play. So actually that's good, but they're just commercial pawns, just doing whatever they can do to sell advertising space, I guess.
Right. Okay, now, just getting back to yourself, someone told me there was some sort of what's your relationship with Steve Albini? Have you guys hooked up with him at all? Ew, other than that.
He's really ugly naked, I guarantee this. No, but one thing we cannot do, and now that we're on Touch and Go, is we cannot talk about Steve Slabbono and the asshole surfers anymore, because we're sick and tired of everybody. I mean, don't take this personally, please.
I'm hurt already.
But every time we go somewhere, now that we're on Touch and Go, we get the
surfers.
What about the
thing, right?
about the butthole surfers? I heard they're not on Touch and Go anymore. And the old so tell me about Steve Albini. He has a new album or something, So we should have told you that, Joel.
That's all right, no problem. It's sort of the.
But it's kind of a ground rule now we have. It wasn't so bad first, but it seemed like everywhere we go, it's like the messenger boys for the real kings of rock and roll, Steve and the slut bowl boopers or whatever they're called.
Right. Well, that's the way it is, when you're like on the East Coast or the West Coast. Like the Midwest seems like 100 yards wide, so
yeah,
you sort of latch onto the thing. Sort of the same thing Soul Asylum went through with the Replacements and Husker Du and all that. So
yeah,
similar kind of thing. So, are you pleased with the way the record came out? We're going to check out another track off that.
Oh yeah, real pleased. They just they helped out tremendously. They have good distribution. The whole thing. They're really good, and I have never had any qualms with them whatsoever. And they gave us a good poster. They gave us all the colors we needed to work with on the album cover. Real good.
Okay. Well, we'll talk more about that in a minute. Let's check out Lucille, which you picked as a cover. Any particular reason why or anything behind that?
Yeah, because basically that's to me that is the best rock and roll. The early Jerry Lee Lewis and Little Richard stuff. That's the best rock and roll that even today. You have these people with you get sick of hearing this crappy synthesizer crap. I know that you've heard that before. But, everybody seems to be straying from the real rock thing, and we just felt like, let's just say it's a tribute, Joel.
Okay, sounds real good to me. We're talking with Rick, Brad, and Doug of the Didjits. They definitely tear this one up. The Didjits doing Lucille from Hey Judester on the new afternoon show, WNYU. WNYU, the new afternoon show with the Didjits, doing their version of Lucille from Hey Judester. With us in the studios, Rick, Brad, and Doug of the Didjits, who played live for us earlier. Now hanging out and talking with us before their show tonight at CB's. Definitely sounded very hot. So what are the plans from here? You've got the LP out, got a couple gigs on the East Coast, and then where do you go from here?
Well, we'll probably just play weekend shows whenever we can get it, and we've already got like 4 or 5 new songs, so definitely we're going to work on putting another album out, and hopefully again it'll come out on Touch and Go, unless we get the $1 billion deal that we've been talking with Geffen about, which we just almost got that Geffen contract last time, but there was something about the girl hating lyrics that they didn't like. They thought they'd have a lot of problem with the feminist groups.
Right.
And at first they thought we shot John Lennon. We didn't. They found that out, though.
Okay, well, I'm glad we got that cleared up, definitely.
Are you really glad, Joel? Or
Very.
Are you just joshing?
No, definitely. I'm very serious, very honest about that. So there's no certainty as to whether this is going to come out on Touch and Go or not? We're not too sure about
well,
that.
if we put out, farts over the microphone, definitely they're not. But if it's really good and if they like it, yeah. It's we didn't sign a multi-record deal or anything like that, but it's if we come out with something good, they're definitely going to want to put it out, as well as if anybody put out anything they like, they'd put it out,
Mm-hmm. Okay. And when you guys aren't playing, what do you do out in Illinois? For kicks or work or whatever? I know there's a lot to do out there.
I work at a sheep farm, so.
I make snow blades. And I wax cars.
All right, sounds like a treat.
I work at a Jewel Osco, and Brad fishes a lot. He had to blow off his crappie tournament.
He's got a fetus too, so
he's got a child on the way. He's married and already got one child.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Putting on the
old one.
pounds.
What's that?
Putting on the pounds, I can tell.
Ooh, gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know what he does.
Right. What about records? Have you heard anything that you really liked over the past couple of weeks? Anything new coming your way?
Oh,
besides your own LP.
Besides our own LP, which we really love, I like personally the Union Carbide album, and I don't know.
In the Air Tonight.
I think that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I really thought that was pretty darn hot.
Definitely. We had them come up earlier,
Really?
a couple weeks ago. So that was pretty good. Once we got past the Swedish barrier, and were able to establish some sort of conversation beyond talking about ABBA, but they definitely put on a good show.
Are they ABBA fans?
No, but Sweden again. The same thing. I don't know much about Illinois. I don't know much about Sweden.
Tell me what happened to ABBA? Why did they disband like that? We were crushed. We couldn't believe it.
Apparently they're still really big over there. What can you expect? So Union Carbide. Anything else you've been listening to?
Wiener. Wiener's Bradley's nickname.
Not really. I don't listen to much music when I'm home.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have a lot of time.
Okay.
Doug.
I don't know. I listen to a lot of old metal, I guess.
They're musical illiterates, so their opinion doesn't count at this point.
Right.
Of course, I still get into listening to the old Iggy Pop and the Stooges albums. Let me see. On Touch and Go's label, anything that's really grabbed my poo. Let me think. Who came out on Touch and Go lately that we were thinking was really...
Flowers got one coming out.
Flower, bass player for Rifle Sports, got it coming out. We thought it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Always did like Locust Abortion Technician. I don't know about
By the band that will remain unmentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
No.
Okay.
I'm done.
Well, where do you guys see yourself going in a couple of years? I mean, do you think this sound is this sound viable? Are you guys just going to keep playing, or do you eventually hope to? I mean, where do you want to see yourself in 4 or 5 years? I mean, a question we usually ask bands who don't necessarily have immediate commercial impact. I mean, are you just hoping to get more airplay on college, or just play and have a good time? I mean, you've been together for a couple of years. I mean, no breakups or anything like that. So.
Well, whenever we start sucking more than we really should, we'll probably stop. Frankly, I'd like to do another tour a lot of the United States, be able to pay rent off playing music, and then fly to Europe and do some stuff in Europe, and then come back and dive in neck deep into a pile of cocaine.
Sounds like a pretty good goal.
Of course, we can't forget the old babe factor here. We got to have women.
Right.
We have to have our necklace of babes.
Well, I mean, has there been an increase as the band's gotten better and put out LPs, or?
Unfortunately, not.
No.
There has been an increase of very fat, ugly girls.
Mm-hmm.
And bad cocaine cut with baby powder. But I think once, like you said, in a couple years, Touch and Go behind us and everything, we're
Sky's the limit.
I'll tell you. we were speaking of things that are going to come up. We were reviewed on MTV, the Hey Judester thing.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
The faggy
What'd they say?
English guy or whatever he is. He compared us to the early Damned, which we've never heard, so I call bull shit on that one. And then he said we were raw, and he said that proves there is still life in the Midwest. I'd still like to give him a good Dutch rub. I mean, thanks for the plug and everything, but...
Well, you're on the way. I'm surprised Geffen hasn't gotten on the phone yet.
Well, we have. We've talked to him, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
Almost had that show lined up with Aerosmith, but that fell through. I guess Steve had some really nasty hemorrhoids. He had to cancel the show.
So no dance remixes, I guess, on the way.
Well, we're going to keep that secret. We don't want the cat out of the bag. At this point.
All right. So what's the deal with this Dear Dad letter inside of the record? Pretty, I don't know. Pretty harsh attack on the parental relationships or anything like that. Is there some deep concept here?
Yeah, we had a dad that was a butthole.
Yeah, my dad was a jerkwater, but I mean, a lot of people have dads that are jerkwaters and probably bigger jerkwaters than my dad is. But that came out of Ann Landers, and it was just this letter basically says, "Son, you're in my house. You live under martial law. And I can tell you to do anything I want to at any time, and you must pay homage to me at every step of the way, all because I love you." And it's like, I love you here, and hits him with the belt upside the head, I did that because, you ever said that? Why do you spank me, Dad? Well, it's because I love you, son. Bend over and grab your knees or whatever. It doesn't make any sense. I guess it was just really a dorky... Well, Ann Landers, the woman's retarded basically anyway. She comes up with these letters like... Well, for instance, there was one... Well, my husband was out just an hour late past midnight last night, and he came home with a little bit of beer on the breath. Could you tell me what to do, Ann? And she says something like this: drop the bomb. He's no good. Get out of this relationship before you find your whole life falling down around you. And she's always, I think she's a man hater, and this is another example of
What did
her.
she say about this thing? Did she like write that up and say this was a good letter? This is something that you sent to her?
You know, where a dad wrote in saying, could you please run that letter again, because I saw that and I loved it.